My dearest friends, I had the privilege to be familiar with both. The people considered the fathers of nuclear weapons, like Julius Harrington, and as president of Luxembourg Forum on Preventing Nuclear Catastrophe, I am of course familiar with those great people who devoted their lives to nuclear disarmament and non-proliferation. Very many of them were and are Jews. All of them lost their beloved in Shoah, and all of them believe and still believe that they both did and are doing their best to secure a peaceful future. I fully support the idea, but here is an additional one. In our 6,000 years Jewish tradition, while being faced with a great threat of real survival, we have always established specialized research and educational center of concentrated attention to the problem. You know, our Jewish civilization, after the second destruction of Temple 2,000 years ago, survived by creating in a small university, in a small city, Yamir, based on unburned scrolls of the Torah. I want to underline, we didn't make concentration camps or dividing walls. We usually constructed universities. Confronted with the total tolerance for the new types of intolerance today, we have found ourselves blinded by the banalization of the challenges. My urgent idea is to establish a university of global security and tolerance somewhere in the center of European civilization. These twins, security and tolerance, cannot live without each other, like the life on our planet cannot exist without water. With your permission, I will share with you a story of my late father, once told to me. It was a story of one of the Auschwitz-Birkenau liberators, who also used to be, like my father, a Jewish soldier of Red Army. Every time when this man was instructed by his commanders to escort Nazi prisoners, he exterminated them all just around the nearest corner. He never regretted about this. His commanders never complained because all of them knew about his personal Shoah story of extermination of his family. It was intolerance for intolerance based on very hot ashes. But today, 65 years after Shoah, should we consider the young generations of Germans guilty of the crimes of their grandparents? Of course, categorically not. Categorically not. But we cannot agree any intolerance in the ideological field with no time limits, like making heroes of Nazi and collaborators. But who will take care about research into fundamental interaction between the institutions of security and tolerance, about the educational process as a fundamental one? Here we come again to the idea of the University of Global Security and Tolerance. This university would be a mutual project of the European Union, Russia, and United States. European Council of Tolerance and Reconciliation, which I am co-chairing with my dearest friend and colleague, President Kwasniewski, will establish a special foundation to give a start of this project. We need definitely direct answers to basic questions. What are the goals? What are the methods? In which country? On what legal base? Financing and others. The university establishing should be mutual goal of political, parliamentarian, cultural, business, and other contributing members of the contemporary society. And I want to underline, the European Parliament, so greatly presented at our forum, would have the most important role. Tolerance is a base for future development in any type of human activity. Innovation, any innovation, is impossible without tolerance. But unlimited tolerance is poison to any development and biggest threat to security. We need tolerance like oxygen. But what does unlimited tolerance mean with nuclearization, racism, proliferation of any weapon out of legal field, and of course anti-Semitism? Unlimited tolerance is not only nonsense, but again the biggest security problem in both physical and ideological areas. The University of Global Security and Tolerance will be the strongest answer to all who want and dare to forget the history of Holocaust, including beginning, processing, and liberation. My dearest friends, our forum during the last 6 years made a long way from united will of the world leaders to the united parliament of the united Europe. Our forum made real the virtual dialogue between people separated by time and distances, like as you saw the talk between Liberator Shapira, poet Brodsky, and President Obama. Everything was done finally with one but great goal. Staying here in Krakow, in the center of murdered Yiddish civilization, 40 kilometers away from Auschwitz-Birkenau camp, I ask you today for your tolerance and great support for the idea of the University of Global Security and Tolerance, for the benefit of all of us, our future, the future of our children and their future children. And we ask all God to be them many, many